Backyard Barbecue Podcast, the premier hip-hop podcast in the game.
Perfect. There we go. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Backyard Barbecue Podcast, the premier hip-hop podcast in the game. I am your host, Cain Patrick, sitting here with me.
What's up, guys? This is Jay Vivid.
And, ready for the premier hip-hop podcast in the game.
I know, man, I've been really excited. I've been posting it everywhere, and now it's finally here. We're here doing it.
First episode 1, the pilot, if you will.
Yes.
And, we're ready to get it started.
First off, I want to say, too, I know I posted a lot. Like I said, I was really excited. I posted a lot about this. We had 2 mics in the beginning, but we've ran into some technical difficulties where now we're down to 1, and we're sharing this one.
Yeah, so apparently, like, the mics have the same serial number, so when you plug them in, no matter how many you plug in, it only picks up as 1 mic. So we're working to get that fixed so we can both have our own individual mic set up. But for now, we're going to be coming off this 1 mic because we just really want to get it out to y'all. We got content that we need y'all to listen to. So
plus, we've been talking about it for so long.
It's just, it's time to get it out.
It's time no matter what, we have to do this today.
So,
but if anybody is out there more computer savvy or knows, what's up, let us know how we can use 2 snowballs on the same laptop if it's able to do that.
Yeah. So, with all that said, just... Welcome to our backyard barbecue.
Hey.
And let's get started.
So this is the first podcast. We wanted to talk a little bit about ourselves and our history in hip-hop in general. So I want to start off, like I said, I'm Jay Vivid. My first memory of hip-hop in general would be... I'm not gonna lie. It was I used to be in church, and we used to go to we used to do door-to-door stuff, and I hated it. And so I would sit in the back, if somebody had an SUV, I would sit in the back. And I remember somebody left one of those bring along CD players.
Yeah.
And I found it in the back, and I remember it was I remember the people we were with, they had older kids. And so their music was more advanced than me. I was listening to I don't know, who knows, the fucking NSYNC or some shit. You know?
Fucking Wiggles and shit.
Yeah, I was listening to the Wiggles back then. But I opened it and it was a Master P album, and this was my first experience with hip hop. So
Mr. Make 'em Say
It was that album too. Make 'em say
Damn.
That was my first experience with hip hop. I remember being back there, and I sat back there the whole ride listening to that album, and they had no idea. I was terrified too, because I was like, man, if they figured out what I'm listening to right now while I'm sitting in the backseat of this car.
Church people aren't gonna like that one.
Yeah, the church people aren't gonna like that. But I remember, and I was like, man, it was. I wouldn't say I was in love with Master P, but it was interesting. It was my first experience with hip hop, listening to it. Of course, I heard songs on the radio, but like I said, I grew up in a church family, so I was supposed to be like, oh, I'm not listening to this. I'm not listening to this music.
No, I gotta pray for you if you're listening to that.
Yeah, and so that was my first actual album, full length album that I sat through and listened to, and I was like, this is interesting. I really wanted to go into hip hop more. After that, my first after real artist listening to, I was a little bit older. I met him through church too. He was an older guy. He would come and pick me up through just to play football and whatnot. We would hang out, go see movies. Ludacris, man, Ludacris changed my life. The Word of Mouth album, and that was it. It was all history from there.
Yeah, see, so my dad he was growing up in the 80s. He listened to NWA. He listened to all the stuff coming up that people were scared to listen to, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, everything. So when I was in my mom's stomach, he used to hold up a subwoofer to my mom's stomach and play the music. So I've hip hop was literally it's been a part of me. Yeah. So I also grew up not in a church family, but I went to a Catholic school, and so we couldn't really listen to hip hop there. Not that anyone was going around listening to music, but no one listened to the same thing that I did. Everyone was listening to John Mayer while I was listening to fucking Chingy was the first album that I remember getting.
Yeah.
And so
that's a good album.
Yeah, so it was in second grade. For my birthday, they came and decorated my locker, and then they left me the Chingy CD. And I remember everyone in the school was like, "Who is Chingy?" I was like, "This is the shit right here, right?"
Out to the hotel,
but
Holiday Inn, man.
Hey, so I wasn't too serious about hip hop until probably my sophomore year of high school. And I remember, like, going up to my sophomore year of high school, I would only listen to, like, radio. I would listen to rap music, but it'd be, like, radio rap music. And it wasn't until the 10th grade. It was when, what album was it? It was A$AP Rocky, At Long Last A$AP. No.
It was
Long Live.
Long Live?
Yeah, Long Live A$AP.
Is that
the one where he's rapped.
The
one where he's rapped in the American flag. Yeah, and
that's a good album though.
Because I remember prior to that, I was like, if it's not on the radio, it's trash. Like if they were better, they'd be on the radio. So I never went out of my way.
Before you knew about the music industry.
Yeah, this
how
before.
It really worked.
Yeah, so this is before I went out of my way to look up music or anything. And I remember my aunt, she was like, "You should listen to this album. It's pretty good. I heard it." And I was like, "Okay, whatever. We'll see how it goes." And so I remember listening to it all the way through, and I was like, this is pretty good, right? So then that weekend, me and my dad, it was just us, and we went to the movies. And I was like, hey, let's listen to this album on the way, there and back. And we listened to it the way and back the whole way. And when he parked the car and, like, the album ended, he was like, that shit was trash. And I remember that day is the day I stopped taking my dad's opinion on music. And ever since then, like, it's just that album came out. Then I listened to Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick that same year. And just, it's been history ever since then. I've just been...
I also don't listen to my father on.
Yeah, so ever since then, hip-hop definitely has been a major factor in my life, and
hip-hop changed my life, for sure.
Oh, without a doubt.
Which is why we are now here doing this podcast and why it led us here.
Okay, so Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper changed my life, and Because the Internet by Childish Gambino. Both of those changed my life. Those are two of the best projects I've ever listened to in my whole damn life. And I'll argue that with anyone. I'm
not gonna lie, man. Like I said, I'm gonna stick with like what got me into rap. Like I'll still go back to it until the day I die. Like it's that Word of Mouth album by Ludacris, man. If you haven't heard it, you gotta go and listen to it. If y'all haven't heard it, y'all gotta go listen to it. It was the first album that I heard like people do skits. Like he had these little funny skits in between. What else? It was just, I never heard wordplay like that, like as being as young as I was.
Okay, so the album I first heard that had like the most skits and like stuff put into it was College Dropout by Kanye. That album. Yeah. And Good Kid, Mad City. Good Kid, Mad City had a hella skits in there. And it's just like, it's cool. Yeah. Like it like tells a whole story and it's just fun. And that's why, I love listening to albums to... Like, if it's a well thought out album where it has like the whole thing comes together as one, it's just it's fucking amazing. So,
which is I think it's a lot different. I think you got into rap a little later because you didn't have anybody older, did you, in your life as far as like listening to hip hop?
Well, see, my sister, she listens to a lot of music too, but she listens to like dance music, like ass shaking music, like. Her fucking favorite song was "Back That Ass Up" by Juvenile in like the third grade.
Well, like me, that's why like I got introduced to hip hop so young is because I have a sister that's 7 years older than me, and I hung out. All I did, I just wanted to be connected with my sister. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm still like that now. Me and my sister are super close, but I followed her around everywhere, and so all of her friends were listening to, of course, they were listening to music that was more advanced, and so they introduced me to hip hop real young. Of course, like I said, if it wasn't for like my sister's friend and finding her CD player in the back of the car, it was a wrap from there.
Yeah.
So I think me like having older influences in my life helped me out with being a little bit more advanced in my hip hop knowledge.
Yeah.
Or should I say? That's definitely a factor. I think we should. What's on the menu today, Cain? I think we should jump into that. I think we're done talking about ourselves.
So let's get into the menu for today's barbecue. Our menu is always separated into different categories, which is news, new music, who's invited to our barbecue, who's not invited to our barbecue, and we always ended off with the rhyme game.
Hey.
And, we'll explain the rules to that once we get there, and we'll get into each category once we get there. So let's start off with the news today.
I know you were sending me something. It's not too far. I think it was only 2 days ago that Migos just released their producers on their new Culture album, which I was pretty excited about to see.
Yeah. So first piece of news that we got, Culture 2, that is dropping January 26th. First
this
question.
month.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick.
Are you excited?
I'm excited just because Migos has changed this culture a lot. Being in a group like that, I haven't seen a group as far as hip hop since Bad Boy, be as big as Migos are. And not only are they as big as that, they created a whole new genre. I can't say they created it, but they're the ones carrying the whole genre on their back of rap.
So I remember my first experience with quote unquote mumble rap, which was probably Future.
Yeah.
And I remember the first big song I heard by Future was Tony Montana. And I remember sitting there thinking, I don't understand a damn word this dude is saying. And it's funny because if you go back and listen to any old Future, it's so clear. Compared to what's out today, the fact that I can understand what's on, if what came out today, would have came out that long ago, I definitely would have understood it.
The
but
earliest Future song I heard was shit. So I have no idea, how early you mean? Was that early?
That's before shit. Yeah.
Oh,
so
you mean even earlier.
It goes. The ones that I heard in order was a Tony Montana, Same Damn Time, and I think Never End.
Tony Montana.
Yeah.
But that's how he I remember watching an interview and saying how he
and I don't remember when that came out.
Well, not how he came up with mumble rap. But how it started. He's saying that even though he raps so much about selling drugs, he really don't mess around with drugs like that.
Yeah.
So when he finally did mess around with everything that he talked about, he recorded a song and it was Tony Montana. And when he went back to listen to it, he was like, "Why did I sound so fucked up on there?" He was mumbling, but he was like, "I like it though." And I think that was kind of the start.
Well, I don't know if that came out before. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously Migos, they've been doing their thing before they got popular. But I remember the first Migos song I heard was it Hannah Montana? No, it was Versace.
Yeah, Versace.
And it was when Drake hopped on that remix and stole their flow, but whatever. So
did he steal their flow? I think he was still on. I think Drake was still on Big Sean's flow back then, because he's changed his flow now. If you haven't noticed from then, it's
he said it in his own song. He's like, I switch flows like I switch time zones. Okay, that dude, he steals flows, he steals accents. Have you
seen the news on he just the whole new track? Okay, we haven't even got there, but we're gonna
we'll get there when we get there. Shout out to Drake. I like Drake.
Shout out to Drake. Drake is still one of my favorite
amazing.
rappers.
But he steals things from time to time, and whatever.
Yeah. But I was saying about the Culture 2 album. So I'm excited about the Culture 2 album, and I like all the big name producers on there, especially Pharrell and Kanye, because the first album I was excited for, and it kind of let me down because the whole album felt like one big song.
That was my next question. How'd you feel about Culture 1?
Well, see, that's the thing. I was so excited for Culture 1, and then when I listened to it, I got 3 songs in. Listening to it with my headphones in, and I'm like, dang, when's the next song? And I noticed that I'm 5 songs in.
See,
and I'm like, what?
I can see how you feel like the way, because with Migos, with that album especially, I don't want to say every song sounded the same, but listening to the first couple times, it's this does all sound like one big song. I will say though, that album had a lot of bangers on it. That was a good album.
But like I was saying, with the fact that Pharrell's so different from Kanye. And Kanye's gonna be on there. Who else was on there that you saw on the list as producers?
Let me pull up Culture 1 right now, and okay. So T-shirt, that was a hard song.
Yeah, I still.
Bad and Bougie, that song blew them up.
Bad and Bougie. Oh, okay, so first off, let's talk about why, what even brought us to this podcast. Not even Bad and Bougie. I would say Bad and Bougie almost brought us to this podcast only because last year was the year for hip-hop. Last year was the year that hip-hop went to the #1 genre of music in music. And I think that
do you credit it to Bad and Bougie?
Had a lot to do with that.
I credit it
along with Black Beatles.
I was gonna say Black Beatles. Black Beatles blew up around this time last year because I remember earlier than this time because I remember at last Thanksgiving everyone was like, let's do the
Black Beatles
mannequin challenge. Let's do the
challenge.
mannequin challenge. I'm like, look, I like this song. I'm not gonna do the mannequin challenge though, especially not at Thanksgiving. Like I'm in the middle of eating a turkey
I remember
breast.
that. We wanted to do that. Me and my family, we were like, mannequin challenge. Yeah.
So that song, I think that song and Bad and Bougie, those combined, all that hype they got pushed rap to the #1 genre. But Bad and Bougie on Culture One, like that's a banger right there. Get Right With Ya.
Get Right With Ya.
That's a good song. Slippery with Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
Come on.
Kelly Price
with Travis Scott is my favorite song on that whole album. Mm-hmm. That song is amazing. But Culture 2.
But you know what? I've noticed that about a lot of albums. It's like, if I listen to them at the time they went in, I'll be like, they weren't that good.
And then I'll
go back like now and go listen to Culture 1 and be like, damn, this was a banger.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
I did that with Yeezus when it first came out. But I think everyone did that with Yeezus because it was so ahead of its time. Yeah. If you go back and listen to it now, oh, it's incredible. But let's get to this Culture 2 producer credits. We got Metro Boomin, Zaytoven.
Oh, yeah, Metro Boomin.
C-Note.
Jesus Christ.
Ricky Rax, Buddha Blessed, FKI, DJ Darrell, Murder Beats, Mike Dean, Kanye West, Earl the Pearl, Quavo, Pharrell, 808 Gods. You know, the list continues.
You can stop there, man.
The list continues.
But my point is that there's so many different types of people. I feel like we're going to get something different. It's not going to be Culture 1. Of course, it's not going to be Culture 1. But, I mean, I think it's going to be a lot more listenable as far as, like, playing out than Culture 1. This Culture 2 album, I think this is going to set it off. And they're doing it at the beginning of the year, so they might be trying to set the tone for the year.
Do you think they're giving themselves enough time to drop another album the same year, or do you think solo projects are coming from each individual member?
I've heard rumors. There's been like a lot of talk. There's been a lot of like that. There will be like a little bit of solo projects. From Migos.
You got to remember too. Offset came out with 21 Savage and Metro Boomin on Without Warning last year.
That's true.
And so that was hard right there. You know, Quavo came out with Travis Scott on that
the whole
Honcho Jack Honcho, whatever it's called. Yeah, those were both decent projects. Of course, there was no solo project.
But knowing Migos,
any of them.
like in general, they probably have so much content. They'll probably drop 2 more projects this year.
Yeah. And each one of them is going to drop like something individual with someone else or something, or even by themselves.
What'll happen, yeah.
And I mean, they got enough star power to do that. So.
Yep.
Let's get into our next thing. So currently, Lil Uzi is looking for a record label, and
I didn't know he was looking for a record label.
Well, he's going through some things with.
Who is he signed to?
He's signed
originally?
to Atlantic.
Okay.
I don't know if he's still on the label or if he's looking for somewhere new to go or what the current situation is.
Did you know if he was under contract? So is he trying to break contract?
That's the thing. I don't know what the actual situation is, but just so he's looking for something to go to. And then so Rich the Kid came out on Twitter and he told him that's why you should have signed to Rich Forever. To which Lil Uzi responded, "Boy, I am not signing for 20 racks."
Come on, Lil Uzi's above 20 racks. What is that for? 20 racks for what, a week? You better be giving Lil Uzi 20 racks a week.
Yeah, don't disrespect Uzi like that.
Hold on, is Rich the Kid talking about his record label?
Rich
Does
the
he have
Kid,
a record label?
I guess Rich the Kid is saying he has a record label, and Lil Uzi is saying that his record label cannot afford him. So,
or he doesn't want to pay. He's being cheap.
Yeah, so that's
crazy. Hold on. Funny. So who would you like to see Lil Uzi on? Let's talk about that. Like,
who would I like to see Lil Uzi signed to?
Who would he fit in well with? Because we had this kind of problem with like Kid Cudi. Because like, let's say he goes into a whole record label he doesn't even fit into.
Okay, but do you think you have to fit in with all your label mates?
That's true. No, I think it'd be better to be different because that'll bring out the best in everybody. Okay, as far as like challenging everybody.
Let's say like QC. QC has Lil Yachty. It has Migos.
What if Motown Records got a hold of Lil Uzi?
But like someone like QC, they have Migos, they have Lil Yachty, they have Skippa the Flippa, they have that whole lineup.
Yeah.
Do they need someone like a Lil Uzi to fit in, or is Lil Uzi doing his own thing? Or the same thing like ASAP Mob. There's so many of them. There's Rocky, Ferg, 12e, Ant, Playboy Cardi. I don't know if he's an official member or an honorary member.
I saw him. All right, so even though I don't know if he's an official member or not. ASAP, if you go to ASAP Rocky's playlist on Spotify, they have an all ASAP Rocky playlist.
Yeah.
And they got Playboy Cardi on there.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like with that group, would he fit in there? TDE, Kendrick, SZA, Schoolboy,
TDE is another conversation.
J-Rock, Absol, it's a lot. So
who would you like to see him on?
I would like to see him,
I would like to see him on if Marilyn Manson had a record label. You know what? A rock label should pick up Lil Uzi. I'm gonna say that now.
That sounds good in theory, but I don't know how would a rock label know how to handle.
You know what? I don't want that because
person.
See, that's another conversation for another episode I want to talk about as far as how rap has different genres of rap. It's not just under one umbrella.
And with that being said, is Lil Uzi a rapper? Because to me, he's a rapper, but he says that he's not a rapper.
I think he's a rapper. I think that's something, I think this is, I want to say it now, but I think we should have another episode on this, is going into depth, but I think rap now is at a place where it's not just rap. We have different subgenres of rap, and I think that's why he doesn't want to say he's a rapper. It's because they're going to throw him under this one big umbrella of just being a rapper, and they're going to hold him up to all these standards. And that's the thing. I don't rate, Lil Uzi. If you tell me, what do you think of Lil Uzi, and then what do you think of Kendrick, I'm not rating them the same. They're on two different spectrums, on two different genres.
Oh, yeah,
of
without
music.
a doubt.
And so that's why I was that's why, we got to talk about how rap has different genres. It's not just one big umbrella anymore. We're talking about the biggest genre in music now.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like with rock. There's not just rock.
Not just
it's
rock.
screamo, classic, hard rock. I mean, it all breaks down, and we just got to categorize it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but like I said, I don't think you have to fit in with your label mates. I mean, because I think Post Malone signed to Republic. I don't know who else is signed to Republic, but I know Post Malone's doing well by himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. And then again, you don't want to have too many. I mean, this is something that I didn't think about until high school. When I was in high school, I played football, and I was always worried about getting on the best team. Get on the best team.
Yeah.
And then one day, I ran into one of my coaches that ended up switching to another school, and their team wasn't so great. They actually didn't have the best team at all. One of the worst teams, and he was like, "Yo, come play for us." And I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why would I want to go play for y'all? Y'all don't have a good team." And he was like, "But if you think about it, we don't have a good team. Who's going to be the best player on that team?"
Exactly. Would you rather be the best player on a bad team, or a decent player?
Well, pretty much what
on
he's
a good
saying is
team?
that you're going to shine on a bad team because you're going to be pretty much on the forefront instead of trying to battle out with all the stars. Yeah, all the stars. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to all the stars.
Shout out to all the stars.
With Kendrick and SZA. That is a great song. It is on our Spotify playlist, music that we're into right now.
That's
Please,
true, yo. You got to check
go
this out.
check that out.
You got to follow us on everything, man.
Yeah, we'll have everything linked.
Everything will be linked onto this podcast and where you're watching it anyway.
So have you heard the controversy that was surrounding Offset for using queer in his lyric?
I didn't even know what song was that. I just saw that today, this whole thing. But what's funny is that Migos have gotten this.
They've got this homophobia.
No, they've gotten in trouble with the
LGBT
community already, once or twice before.
So
I don't know why they keep doing this to him.
So the thing is, Offset in his lyrics, he said that he doesn't fuck with queers.
Do you have the lyrics?
I don't have the exact lyric. I can look it up. But he said, I don't fuck with queers, right? But then, because of all the backlash, he went and posted on Instagram the definition for queer on his Instagram, and it's strange
or odd,
right? And this is exactly what he said. He said, I didn't write the line about gay people. I've said before since these issues before that I got love for all the people. My passion for fashion has led me to a lot of gay people around me, and I have mad respect, and we are very cool, so I'm not in a place where I'm hating like that. When I wrote that, I was thinking of words that rhyme with other words. Here, leer, solitaire, bear. And I saw this definition about having a queer feeling. She was being watched, and it fit what I was thinking about. A stalker, creepy paparazzi situation. To me, that queer. I don't mean anyone who's gay. I mean lame people who film you and post you and stalk you. Lingo means strange or odd. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm offended. I offended anybody.
That's why, like I said, I wanted to see the lyrics. I need to see the context of this because I feel like, I mean, I'm not going at the LGBT community. I would never do that. I support the LGBT community. But I feel like in general going on in the social world that there's just a lot of everybody's looking for anything to pick at. Like everybody's looking for something to be offended by.
Everyone is ready to be offended.
Yeah, everybody's like ready to be offended.
You got to walk on eggshells around here. I mean, and it's like that's something that shouldn't be happening in the hip hop community. Like, I understand if you do say something wrong, yeah, you got to like fix that. But
well, I don't think hip hop is a place where you should be bringing up your PC policies only because of you should know who you're dealing with when you come to rappers, especially somebody like Migos who grew up in where do they grow up? They grew up in
Atlanta.
Atlanta, what's it called? The six in Atlanta. And I'm like, it's not part of their culture to be PC. They don't know what PC is.
Yeah, I mean, these are
we're talking about street people here, like street kids that ain't nobody telling them what's like what you can and can't say. They look at you wrong when you tell them that. Or if anybody like corrected them, they didn't grow up in a culture where they were like, you can't say that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't say that. I
mean, and with what he said, it's true. Queer does mean
and that's what
strange
I was saying,
or
and I was
odd.
like, that's why I was like, I wanted to know.
We got to look at context
because like I've used the word queer before as far as like being like that, like I'm being like I feel queer.
Yeah, I have
as
a queer feeling.
I have a queer feeling. Like literally saying like I
Mr.
feel
Krabs
strange.
said it in SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Like queer just doesn't mean gay. So I mean, yeah, I agree with.
That's why I was like, it all depends on context, and how that went down.
Yeah. Shout out to Offset.
Shout out to
Migos.
Offset. Shout out to Migos. We'll save that for another time. But that's gonna come up on our our middle segment right there.
Yeah. So we'll get back to that. Xxxtentacion, who's going through some things right now in the legal system, which I don't want to get into right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised he's still out.
He's on house arrest and he's only allowed to go to the studio to make music.
I'm surprised they let him go.
Him.
I'm surprised after everything that happened with all the allegations that were going on, and then him still creating trouble in tours, and then him doing all the crazy appearance things with his look.
Yeah.
And then going to court, knowing that he had to go to court, it wasn't looking too good for him. So I'm surprised. I'm proud that he is on house arrest and not actually locked up right now.
But so he put on his Instagram story that him and Joey Badass are doing a collab tape.
I just saw that too. I don't know how to feel about that because we got two different. Unless Xxxtentacion brings 17Tentacion. Then it'll work because Joey Badass is a straight lyricist rapper, while Xxxtentacion is technically part of this clout culture.
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to say I thought 17 was a great album.
Yeah, 17 was amazing.
If you are mad depressed, go listen to that album.
If you're having like a real like soft day, like your energy's real low, 17 is an amazing album.
That album is great.
Yeah, 17 is amazing.
But at the same time, Look at Me by Xxxtentacion
has no lyrical value.
No lyrical value, but is a great song that just.
I'm not gonna lie.
Just that heavy bass.
Look at Me makes me want to mob so hard.
So with Joey Badass, who is a lyricist, but he can also bring a fun element and like a crazy party feeling. Yeah. Do you think it's leaning more towards Look at Me X or 17X?
I think it'll be a perfect if they do it correctly, and I think they will because they're both smart individuals, they'll do something very similar to Devastated, which was perfect lyrically and perfect club banger. Like, you could play Devastated in the club and get popping to that song. And it's lyricism. It's a straight lyrical song.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I think if they do that, it'll be a great album. I think it'll be like something as far as like if Kendrick and J. Cole were to do something.
Still waiting. Still waiting. Okay, let's see what else. The next thing, Swae Lee said that his solo project is coming out in less than a month, and it's going to be called Swaycation Volume 1.
Did Swae Lee say that, or is this just somebody creating propaganda and rumors?
I can't confirm nor deny the source.
But if it does happen,
who do you think is better, Swae Lee or Slim Jimmy?
Probably Swae Lee. I feel like they both bring different content to the table. Just like you and me, like you're an operations guy and I'm a talking guy as far as like doing the business and doing stuff like that, and you're more operations behind the computer type of guy.
Yeah.
And I think that they have the same thing. Like Swae Lee's more of the front guy, and he's the guy that's get it popping, and more like he's the hype man. And then you got Slim Jimmy, which is more of he brings something else. I don't know what it is, but he's not that guy. He tries to be. You can tell like that's not exactly his role, per se. When he's trying to keep up with Swae Lee.
Did you like Swae Lee singing on Unforgettable? I loved it.
The song worked out well. That's I think that's something you have to have as an artist. Like, even if you don't do something well, you got to have an ear as far as like, how can I make it sound well either way? Like, how can I project that it's well? And I think he did a good job at projecting it to making it feel and sound like it was good, even though it wasn't good. And so it worked out well. So even though his singing wasn't well, the song still worked out, and it sounds good. Like, I'll still jam that song. His singing wasn't good though. Just FYI.
do you want more singing Swae Lee on his album?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Just like I don't like singing though. Like, I feel like a singing song goes like perfect in like maybe one or two songs in an album.
Okay.
Just for like a little break.
I get what you're saying. So Swae Lee feels that Unforgettable got snubbed for a Grammy. What do you feel?
I think that's ego talking. I feel like every artist out there feels like they got snubbed for a Grammy. Like, you should feel that way.
Not Vince Staples. He said he doesn't give a fuck about the Grammys.
Oh, Vince Staples is another story though.
Well, Vince Staples didn't even like put his thing in the drawing. Like, he didn't even submit his work. That's how him and Frank Ocean, they're just like we don't give a shit. And Drake, all three of them didn't even submit their work to the Grammys. They're like, nah, we're good. That's admirable.
It is. I mean, they don't need trophies.
Speaking of which,
we don't need trophies.
The Grammys are this Sunday, which we will be watching, and we will be giving you our honest opinions of how we felt about all the awards.
There will be a episode pretty much based on that.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, since hip hop is the number one genre, expect to see a lot of Grammys going out to hip hop artists.
Yeah, most of the best album of the year category. Like 3 of them are hip hop, 3 or 4 of them. Mm-hmm. So I mean, yeah, that's gonna be exciting. We'll get into that next week.
Yeah.
But right now,
I think that's it.
That's it for our news this week. Let's get into the.
What's our next segment? What are we segueing into? New music.
So, Ski Master Slump God has been releasing a lot of snippets on Instagram and Twitter about his new music. Have you heard any of them?
I just started following him today on Insta.
So he released his artwork for his new album, and I'll put the picture up on the video. That's Are you excited for Ski Master Slump God's new album?
I'm not gonna lie. I've never listened to Slump God solo unless he was with XXX, which a lot of songs in him and XXX are on. Yeah. I like him with XXX, and unfortunately they're going through beef. But I love this cover art because I love this book.
They patched their beef already.
Oh, they did patch their beef. Oh, nice.
They're best friends again.
I love this book because it reminds me of childhood books. Did you ever read those books that have like those?
Yeah.
That right there.
Yeah.
That style.
That binding.
That binding. This is really nostalgic. I really like this.
So you're a fan of the artwork.
Yeah, I am. That's really dope.
Oh, well, I'm excited for that one. Ski Mask, I feel like his wordplay is fucking crazy if you can catch it.
See, like I said, man, what's a Slum God song that I can think of?
Have you heard Catch Me Outside? It is on our Spotify music that we're into right now playlist if you haven't. No?
Man. I'm going to have to go and listen to our own playlist.
Remember our friend Mitchell that used to work here with us? He was a big fan of anime and Naruto and stuff. And one time I was listening to it in the kitchen, and he overheard it and caught a bar that I didn't even catch. And it was like Nartel, Ninetail, Fox, something. Like, it was fucking ridiculous. And so, like, I like Ski Mask. Yeah. Like,
I'm going to have to go back and listen to him because I'm not saying that I didn't like him. I didn't give him any play, and it's hard for me right now because there's so many. Right now, we're transitioning in a point in hip hop as far as bringing in a new genre in hip hop.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a turning point in hip hop, and it's a new culture coming into hip hop, which happens. I mean, it happens every like 8 years, because the old dudes get old, and now the new guys are coming in, and everybody wants to be innovative.
Then the old guys get salty.
Yeah,
new guys are like, fuck y'all. Yeah, it's a cycle.
Yeah. Like I'm getting old now. I'm about to become an old head. Like pretty soon, I'm gonna be the old head.
Yeah, then I have to kick you off the show. Have you heard the snippet that Bow Wow put out?
I did see that. I don't know how I feel about that because I mean it was good. I don't know how I feel about Bow Wow. Like Bow Wow was awesome in the early 2000s.
Lil Bow Wow.
Lil Bow Wow.
I have no problems with Lil Bow Wow.
Let's talk about like
whatsoever.
Lil Bow Wow. Like he was great, and then
yes. That was another album that I had early on that I really enjoyed. Also,
I mean, I've always liked
I was like 8,
Bow Wow,
but
man.
still.
Even like whenever after the music thing, and he went on doing movies.
When he became Bow Wow, he became a fraud.
Is that what happened? Because see, I wanted to say like after the movies, and then after the movies, I kind of fell off of him because a lot of drama started surrounding Bow Wow. And one thing about me is I remove myself as soon as I don't like drama. So as soon as drama starts happening around a person or a place, and I hung out around that person or place, I'll remove myself from that person or place because I don't want it.
Completely.
I don't want that drama. It's not mine.
I listened to this snippet going in to laugh and make fun of Bow Wow, but it's actually good.
Yeah, I was like, it was pretty cool, and I would like to see something from Bow Wow.
If he does release a project, I will definitely listen to it. That's without a doubt.
That's our job.
And if it's good, it's good. I mean, that's all there is to say. I mean,
like I said, the fact that I love hip hop, it keeps me unbiased. And it's saying that, like, the perfect example would be Jaden. Dude, I gave Jaden so much shit.
Oh,
I feel
gave him so much shit.
I feel like everybody gave Jaden so much shit.
No, because I remember having this conversation in the kitchen. I was like, bro, are you going to listen to the Jaden Smith album? And you were like, no. Yeah. Why would I listen to that?
I was like, why would I listen to that?
I was like, trust me, I think this is going to be good.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I thought it was going to be good. I was just like, I don't know. This sounds like it might be good. And Justin would not listen to it. And then one day I asked him, I was like, have you listened to it yet? Because this was like 2 or 3 weeks after it came out. And I had already been listening to it. And it's not the best project in the world. No, but it's good. And it was really good, It has a story behind it. I mean.
So I'm going to put Bow Wow in that Jaden Smith category, even though, like, he deserves more respect for that because what he did for hip-hop in the early 2000s was big. But he fell off, and so you gotta he has to gain his way back up. Like you just can't.
Everyone is one hit away.
Yeah. Everybody's one hit away or one mess up away from falling to the ground, to rock bottom. And so I feel like he's gaining his way back up, and he needs to make a name for himself again and let everybody know that he's somebody to not be left out in the conversation of hip hop.
Yeah, if you got bars,
you
got to give them. Mm-hmm. Everyone, I'm here for the bars at all times.
Not all the time, like we talked about Xxxtentacion. Like look at me, like sometimes we just want some mobbing shit. I'm
still here for the bars.
Yeah, I'm still here for the bars though. But like sometimes I do just want some mobbing.
Yeah,
some mobbing
that's
music.
Understandable. Last thing on our new music category. Did you listen to Scary Hours?
I did, man. I was gonna bring that up. I fell asleep during the first song. I'm not gonna lie.
The
I straight up was in the parking lot, going waiting for my coworker to get out, listening to the new project, and the first song. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's very unforgettable. No, it's very forgettable. It's very forgettable.
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Drake, you're my guy. I like you. Mm-hmm. I like the music you make. I didn't like Views, but I like the music you make. So let me say this. If you're going to put out 2 new songs, don't make it an EP. Who listens to a 2-song EP? Just release 2 singles.
Everybody's trying to do something different.
That shouldn't be just one thing. An EP, give me at least 4 songs. At least 4. Come on.
And now I have to say...
2 songs?
You gave me a 50-50 choice of 2 songs, your EP either being worse or bad, and one of your songs is... not bad. So I guess overall, you get a 60. You get a C.
God's plan is good.
Yeah, God's plan was good.
Okay,
when he went into that second song, I was like, damn, this is nice. So I was like, this is nice.
When I listened to the EP, the first 2 times, I was like, I'm not going back to this, right? Then Sunday night, me and my cousin and my sister, we went out for my cousin's 21st birthday. And he put on God's Plan in the car, and it did something different that time. And it was just a whole different vibe, even though I'd already heard the song 2 times. And I was like, this song's good. And so also on our Spotify playlist, God's Plan. Go check that out.
I think Jerick might just be trying to feel around for something new because it's a new year. He's trying to release something new for this new year.
Exactly.
So he might be testing the waters and seeing what's coming out. I know for sure, knowing Drake, he has something planned for this year. And I'm ready for that too, whatever he has planned. But as far as starting off this year with that new EP, you didn't leave the best impression for this year.
Yeah.
On me.
I will say this: half the songs on there were good.
Right? That's what I'm saying. You lead me at this point to be half of your songs on this EP, since it was only a 2-song EP.
There was only one bad song on the whole project. That's it for new music. But I did forget one piece of news.
What was that?
Childish Gambino just signed a new record deal with Sony.
So he's planning on giving us some new music, even though he said...
So going back to his concert, he said that his next album will be his last Childish Gambino album. Does that mean there's no more new music ever after that? Is the Childish Gambino name just done?
I remember when he first came out with that last album, he was saying that was it, that he was retiring musically-wise.
Yeah.
But then again, I can't say... I held that against him, but I can't really hold that against him because you got to think about it. We're all human, and we've said things before where we went back on it.
Yeah.
Where we've been like, I think it's time for us to quit.
But
then we're like, never mind. It's not time for us to quit.
But he has so many other things going on, too.
And so, I can't really hate on him. I was mad for a little bit saying that because he did say he was retired. And so I was like, well, then stay retired if you're going to retire.
No. Gambino
well, just because I don't want you
retirement.
playing with my emotions and being like, I thought you were retired. Now you're talking about a new album? Come on. But, I would like to see, I guess since he's signed a new record, he's planning on making new music.
So the thing that's funny is that Gambino's record label that he has been on, it's Glass Note, and it's an indie label. So
I was going to say, maybe it might be the end of Gambino, and it might be the born of
the
him,
start
Childish
of
Gambino.
a new
Donald
moniker.
Glover,
yeah.
And as a singer.
But, yeah, like they were saying, the thing that's funny is that since he's leaving his indie label, his next album that comes out is going to be his major label debut, which is when that usually happens, people get nominated for, Best New Artist and stuff like that. But how can you have your first major label debut and have already been nominated for Best Rap Album with Because of the Internet a couple years ago, and this year you're about to be nominated for Best Album of the Year,
because
hopefully
he never
wins.
got that Best New Artist, and now he's making his rounds back. He's like, hold on, I gotta get Best New Artist.
It's gonna be funny to watch. So
oh man,
I'm hoping he comes back with the bars, because Gambino is one of the best at giving bars.
He's one of the best word players and the best punchliners.
Exactly.
It might be because he's a writer.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved Awaken My Love. That was a great album. I hope it wins Album of the Year at the Grammys. But I want the bars back. And even if I don't get the bars back, give me another solo album. I'll vibe out to it. Man. So let's get into our next topic. Who Who's invited to the barbecue?
Guys, is it that time already? Who messed up this week, man? Who's not coming to this cookout, to this barbecue?
First, we're doing who is invited.
Oh, okay. Who is coming?
Who is coming this week? Who are we inviting?
For sure, I think first and foremost in the forefront, because it looks like they're going to be having a good year, because also, on top of the news, we didn't talk about it, Migos is also going to be on the Time magazine. Full front page, Time magazine.
Was it Time or was it Rolling Stone?
Oh, it was Rolling Stones. Yeah, it was Rolling Stones. Let me take that back.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm giving y'all the wrong information. But no, they're going to be Migos is.
Yeah, they're going to be on Rolling Stone.
I'm having to perform at the cookout. They're performing.
They're coming.
They're coming.
They're coming. They're getting a plate of ribs.
Yep.
A little bit of brisket.
And I'm asking them to play Bad and Bougie.
They're getting on stage with barbecue sauce dripping off the Versace shirt. So yeah. Yep. Migos, you're invited to the barbecue
Migos is definitely,
this week.
because this year it looks like it's going to be big for them. Time magazine, man. Totally forgot to bring that up in the news, because that's something I wanted to talk about.
Rolling Stone.
It's a whole Rolling. Sorry,
Rolling Stone
magazine. I have Time in my head because of Kanye just hit Time. Did you see that?
He's on Time now?
He just got on Time not too long ago, maybe a month ago. They had like all these Time interviews with him and all this other stuff. It's crazy. So I have that in my head. Sorry, but no, yeah, Migos is definitely invited.
Speaking of great years, did you see the new lineup for the championship tour?
Oh, let's not talk about that. Let's get into the next and who's not invited. We'll get right after this segment, man. Now for who's not invited to this cookout, to this barbecue.
Who's not on the list? Who is security stopping at the door?
Man, I don't know if we're stopping them at the door, but we're definitely gonna have to question them, and we're gonna have to pat him down too. We're gonna have to take away his guns at the door, Mr. Kodak Black, man.
Oh,
and
man.
It wasn't too long ago. It was only 5 days ago, which is why I'm still covering this as far as news. Kodak Black messed up, man. I mean, and it's dumb, because I was really rooting for you, Kodak. I was just getting into your music because, like I said, it took me a while to get into this whole clout culture thing, and I'm still working my way into it. But Kodak Black was one of the first ones out of the top 3 of the clout culture people that I was starting to listen to and get into.
Yeah.
And he just got out of jail not too long ago, less than 6 months ago maybe, got on house arrest. And then he wants to go on to Facebook Live, Instagram Live. And post himself with his child on house arrest, with drugs in the house.
And guns.
With guns in the house. Like, that's just not smart. And so, I mean, you're still coming, man, but you might have to sit onto the child's table, man, just because like you're on timeout, man. Like, that was not smart, and I thought he was smarter than that. Like, and for that reason, man, you're suspended from this cookout.
I'm sorry, Kodak.
Yeah.
I got no say in whether or not you can come. I do want to say, free Kodak. I think he's already out.
Is he already out?
Yeah,
I'm surprised he was
think
able.
they put him. I think that they got overturned because somebody called in because of the Instagram Live, and that was an invasion of privacy. I think that he's already out, but if he's not out, free Kodak.
Yo, stay out of trouble, man.
Yeah,
make smarter
please
decisions.
Stay out of trouble.
No, make smarter decisions.
Yeah,
bro,
that too. Free Kodak. Free Meek Mill. Free Bobby Shmurda. Please come home.
Hey, Bobby
Shmurda, please.
They're gonna be making a mixtape over the phone. Bobby Shmurda and Kodak Black. Look out for the mixtape, the Joe mixtape.
But yeah, going back to what I was saying, did you see the lineup for the championship tour?
Yeah. Well, that ends our segment as far as who's coming to the cookout, who's not coming to the barbecue. But yeah, let's go back to news and say the whole, we forgot about the tour, the championship tour.
Kendrick Lamar, SZA, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, Ab-Soul, Sir, and Lance Skywalker all on the same tour.
All I can say is I'm very excited for this tour. I'm excited that this tour is happening. But then again, mentioning this and mentioning that lineup, I'm not excited about ticket prices. I can already tell you.
Are we going?
I would love to go.
Okay. With that being said, guess.
Hopefully we get big enough where they can send us some tickets Kendrick.
Invite us.
Yo, if you're gonna be in Dallas, send us some tickets.
Come to the show.
We would like to have you on the show.
We'd like to have the whole TDE crew on the show.
Hell yeah.
We only got one mic right now, but we can make it work.
If not,
Kendrick.
you're gonna be hurting my pockets. I'm gonna have to spend like $200 to $300 to go see you.
Yeah, I'll
in
go.
Concert.
So the concert here in Dallas.
That's half my rent. No.
Okay, we are in Dallas, Texas. This concert is in May, one of the hottest months, and it is gonna be.
Where is it gonna be at?
The Starplex Pavilion.
That's a good venue only because it's so big.
It's big, but the acoustics are bad, and it's outside in the middle of May.
That's true.
Do you feel more inclined or less inclined to go now?
No, I mean, just because of the fact, Jambalaya didn't stop me.
Jambalaya is different.
Like that, there's people passing out like flies left and right. I was turning around and I saw people being carried out everywhere for Jambalaya. Dude, Texas, we're in Texas, guys. We're in Dallas, man. They don't play. Like the Heat
does not play here.
over here. And I know there's some places out there that are worse. Don't be trying to one-up us. Don't be trying to one-up us.
You don't even know. No, we know. Okay, it gets hot down here.
You want to really get it, like, let's go to the Middle East. It gets like 130 out there.
Yeah. We 130 in the shade over here. It's going to be hot, but I've never seen Kendrick, and he's on my list of people that I want to go see.
I want to see TDE, bro. TDE is one of my
TDE
favorite
as a whole
hip-hop
be
groups.
Really good. I really want to see SZA.
Yeah.
I missed her when she came last time. And
TDE is like the nowadays Wu-Tang. Like, they're that good.
TDE is great.
TDE is amazing.
So that's pretty much it for the show today. Only thing we got left to do is play.
We got the rhyme game, man. We
gotta
wrap it up with the rhyme game.
We got the rhyme game.
Let's throw on a beat real quick.
And so here's what we're gonna do.
Grab my flash drive. Let's play something. Right there. Yeah. So oh man, we forgot to come up with like our topic in the
with the word.
In the words.
So what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna get a bowl of some sort. And we're gonna write words down. We're gonna have a
topic.
Not top.
No,
just like a word. One word on there, and so the way the rhyme game works is it starts off with one word, and then from there, I'll say the word, and then you come up with a rhyme, or
can I come up with a phrase? Can we do phrases?
There is phrases, so it's.
I want this to almost be like a cipher.
Yeah, so you can do a phrase, which is like, but it can only be a 2-word phrase, and has to be. In
a 2-word phrase.
Yeah, it can, and it can only be in continuation with the word that I said. So if it's like, if like my word is, if I say chicken, you can either say mitten or you can be like biscuit.
Chicken.
And so if you're like chicken, I can be like biscuit because it's like chicken biscuit. That's one thing. But if your word is biscuit, I can't say chicken because it's like biscuit chicken. That's not like a complete thing, but it can only be a 2-word phrase. It can't be something so long that it doesn't.
I think we should do bars, a 2-phrase bars like chicken, and be like, all right, the word is chicken, and be like, chicken. Let's see. I mix it together like the chicken. She invited me over. I stick in.
Yeah, but that's like so long. Like,
yeah, that's true.
The game will go on forever. So it's just gonna be like, if the word's like mit, you'll say hit, and I'll say quick, lick, and then I'll be like,
all right.
So just like that. But
since this is the first episode, and since we haven't came up with the word, let's do something.
We're
as far as like coming up with the word.
We're gonna come up with a word
today.
Yeah, and then so what we want y'all to do, hit us suggestions on Twitter with words y'all want to see. We'll throw them in the bowl, and each week we'll just pull one out randomly. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna start off today, and we're having technical difficulties. So I think we'll just start with the beat thing next week.
Okay.
And so, what word do you want to use today?
What
word are we starting off with?
Oh, like I was saying, since we are we need to come up with a word. And then we also are, if y'all didn't know, we're shooting in a venue, and a certain venue that we're shooting at is just happens to be our place of work here at Hypnotic Donuts. So I think we should do something involving donuts.
Yeah, so like we said earlier, we are in Dallas, Texas. We shoot here at our job, Hypnotic Donuts, on Garland Road.
Here in Garland Road in Dallas.
When you think of Dallas and Denton's best donuts and chicken biscuits, you think Hypnotic Donuts.
No, Hypnotic Donuts is the best, for sure. And that's being unbiased.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like, just, not even the fact that we even work here. No, like, before I even started working here, I used to live down the street. And when I looked up breakfast food, this was the place that it showed me to. And I came here and I ate, and it was amazing. And that's personal testimony right there.
Yeah,
and
so I'm the head of the chicken line here. I guarantee you, chicken biscuits are amazing. All the chicken biscuits that we do here, come see me.
There we go. That's our word right there, chicken biscuit.
We're going to start off with chicken or biscuit? What do you want to start
Biscuit.
with? Biscuit? Okay. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to say the word first. Okay. Ready? Biscuit.
Misfit.
Disket.
His kit. That's not even a word, guys.
That's not a word.
All right, man. We're gonna.
I think you lost already.
Oh, damn it.
We're gonna.
That was a hard one, man.
We're gonna restart with a new word.
Let's do.
Because you lost really quick.
DP.
Start with pepper.
Pepper.
Stepper.
Helper. That doesn't rhyme. It almost did. It almost did. That's why I wanted to do the phrases.
You said stepper?
I said helper.
Helper?
Pepper. I was like helper. Nope.
I win today.
Yeah, Cain wins today, man. Hey, leave off me, because I wasn't expecting that. I really wanted to do like almost like a cipher thing.
We might do that some other
We'll
time.
work out the kinks in this, but don't worry, man. I mean, it's been fun, and I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching us. Definitely check us out. We're gonna try to do when are we planning on doing uploads and episodes every week?
So we will be uploading every Thursday around 10 o'clock ish. Follow us on all our social medias. We got
everything. We got websites,
Instagram, Twitter,
YouTube.
You name it, we got it.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to us. We're going to be uploading on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. It takes a lot to make this show. If you want to support us, we have a PayPal that we will link.
Yes. If you enjoy watching us, I mean, this isn't cheap, man. We got to come up with
yeah, we
got to pay for programs.
We
and
work
mics.
we work at a donut shop, and we.
Yeah, I don't want to tell them all that, but it's okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
We went into that.
So, but we're really here to do this. We're about.
Hey, we're serious, man, because I know a lot of people were like, "Are you being for real?" Or is this just like a BS? And nah, man, I really want to like set this off. This is just the beginning, guys. Like, it's only gonna get better from here, and we're only gonna get better at doing this.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, and
hip hop.
We're gonna have guests. We're gonna start having local guests. We're trying to put Dallas on the map. I'm gonna try to put Dallas on the map as far as like we're a city to mess with as far as hip hop.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah,
we got so much talent down here, and it's unrecognized. And like, hip hop is my life, and I mean that 100%.
Oh yeah.
So if you feel like hip hop is something you should, it's your life too, please watch us.
Not even if you're not into hip hop, this is a good way to get into it, and we're gonna talk about why you should be listening to hip hop and what we're listening to when we're listening to hip hop, because it's not just a lot of people think. I feel
like hip hop is
misunderstood so much more.
Too,
oh yeah,
because like people don't know what to listen to, and like they don't understand sometimes there's deeper meanings behind everything. Okay. So we're here to explain things. We're here to talk about what we like, what we don't like. We're here to be objective, and we're here to just show the world.
And we're here to stay, guys.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We ain't going nowhere.
So, again, if you want to check out anything, I'll link it all. We have our website. Go to our Twitter, our Instagram, anything. You can catch us wherever.
Oh, yeah. Tune in. There's going to be more.
If you are a company here in Dallas or anywhere that would like to sponsor us,
Get a hold
please
of us.
let us know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And before we wrap it up, we just wanted to... We're not going to do this all the time, but there is a cause that we're supporting this week because there won't be another episode before this ends. Give me one moment.
So,
there's a foundation. So there's a foundation that our company tried to raise this money for old timers, and I know that's a situation for everybody because everybody's grandma gets old and everybody's parents gets old, and this is definitely something that we should.
Yeah, Alzheimer's definitely affected me. It's something that runs in my family, and it's something that I feel close to. So here at Hypnotic Donuts, they do this thing called the Polar Plunge.
The Polar Plunge.
And it's going to be
January 28th.
Sunday, January 28th at 3 p.m.
This is the flyer right here, guys.
I'll put the picture up closer. It's going to be on 8500 Arturo Drive, 3 p.m. You know, come support it. If you're here in the Dallas area, this is the 6th year in a row that they're doing it. So come see us. We'll be there. And if you see us anywhere, don't be afraid to stop and talk to us. I'm always down to talk.
Hey, we're friendly people.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'm in a bad mood, but if you're talking to me about hip-hop, I'm in a good mood.
Yeah. So we're going to be here. Check us out on all our social medias. Come see us at Hypnotic. Come see us at the Polar Plunge. And, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in to the premier hip-hop podcast.
The premier hip-hop podcast in the game. The Backyard Barbecue. When you stop out, make sure you grab your plate of ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Grab your baked beans.
Mm-hmm.
Get your macaroni.
Uh-huh.
And we'll catch you next time on the Backyard Barbecue.
Deuces, guys.
KingKahne, Cain Patrick signing out.
Hey, and this is Jay Vivid.
Thank you.
Backyard Barbecue Podcast, the premier hip hop podcast in the game.